Morning and welcome back to another bow review. I hope you all came good through the this festive season. You didn't eat too much, you didn't drink too much, but who cares, you only live once. Today from SAS, the other bow we got from Survival Archery Systems. It's the Atmos. It's a long bow takedown and comes in this nice box here. Now let's see what we get. First of all, we get string, Atmos Compact Modern Longbow Owner's Manual. That's interesting. Introduction, components, definition, importance of safety, included in your package, string maintenance. Wow. So there's a lot of stuff written. And a lot. Installed replacement grip set. Wow. Stabilizer mount. So this bow is a bit more. Look at this, a nice target for my small bow at home. So it comes here nicely packed in this EVA foam. Nice package. This is like, like you unbox an apple. And then what you get is, oh, look at this. Nice. The Atmos. This one is in gray. It's available in two colors. 61 T6 aluminum something. I'm not the biggest, with materials. Quite beefy, but what you get is this time a complete center shot bow. And when you see, the shelf is directly nice and rounded, so you don't need any arrow rest. You can shoot directly from the shelf, but I would put something on it. So, riser. Rise up, rise up. So then we have the limbs. They are again, I forgot, high-tech composite fiber. Now you know that. High-tech composite fiber. Now we need some screws, I guess. Look, that fits nicely here. And it fits nicely here. Solid. So now we need the screws. There's a small, look at this. There's everything included. There we get some super glue and some small pads. I'm not sure for what these are. Most probably it's written in the description. But as you know me, I'm not a description reader. So we get an Allen key. And we get, windy. We get two screws and two kind of washers. So, and what is important and why all this foldable and stuff? Because it's said that the packaging size should be 22 inches and this bow has a broken down length of only 22 inches, and that means it fits in all common backpacks. And that's why 22 inches, and that's why the limbs are only 22 inches. So of course, again, it will not perform like a Howard Hill longbow. Because bending section again is then only, when you see here, you lose even 2 inches, so you have 40 inches of bending section, even if it's a 60-inch bow. So, but it's for small packaging. You can get it in your backpack, and you have it always with you. And that's the purpose of it. Of course, some of you don't like it, and some like this idea. And that's fine. Both ways is fine. Sure. Of course, takes way longer to set up than the other one, which you simply unfold, which I like as a backup bow for me. So this is the other one, you simply unfold the limbs, put the string on, you're ready to go. But this one should be the nicer performer in the set. You shoot through the center, which is always beneficial for accuracy and all the stuff. So what can I tell you? This bow is 60 inches long. Is broken down 22 inches, has a brace height of 7.5 to 8.5. This one is a 40-pound bow, and you can have this bow from 30 to 55. Max draw again is written 31 inches, but we see we know that this bow might stack at the end. Recommended arrow weight is nothing, but as said, they sell these Takedown fiberglass arrows, and they are roughly 500 grain-ish, so you know which weight with the arrows you should go. And then I told you the material, this is the cobalt, and then you can have it in burnt bronze. Riser I told you, string is duck from B50. The price of this bow is originally $599.95, and they had now Black Friday sales, and it was $449.95, so $450 for this bow, which is quite a number. But on the other side, you know, when you have one of your recurves or stuff like this with kind of these limbs, they cost a little. From the, I made it wrong. So you need to check it. It's a difference. So you know, I need to undo the limbs again. So you need to check the orientation of the nocks, that you put the limbs properly on it. I did not do that, so we will do it again. 61.5. And I said we don't have an arrow pass because it's a center shot bow. Center shot, CS, huh? Sounds good. Sounds good to me. So now I need to, Jesus, stay here. Where did I put now the Allen key? And this is the other thing, when you need tools. So this one I put correctly. No. Let me see. This one is correctly, this one is wrong. So there is the poundage written on the limb, and this should be always on the belly side. So this one is wrong. The thing with tools, I personally don't like it, and I wish there would be some crafted somewhere a space with a magnetic holder that you simply can, you know, whatever, a hole, and that you put your Allen key in it, held with a magnet or something, so you don't lose it, or you always have it on the bow. Because the worst thing can happen, you have this situation and you want to assemble your bow and you don't have an Allen key with you. Or don't make here a hex screw, make something like, you know, with these plastic knobs, or with like if you have a tripod mount, you know, with one of these, you have only, when I find a photo I show you. Then I can assemble it with my hands, then I don't need tools. I would prefer that, but that's me. So always make sure that the poundage is written on the belly side. Look like me. Don't be like Armin. So, I said, for me, a no-tool assembly would be the better way. So have something, and it doesn't matter. The space in this case doesn't matter. You have something where you can, with your hand, and tighten it down. Would be fine by me. So solid. We put this one away, that we don't lose it. And a string. And it looks like there's again already a knocking point in it, so be careful when you put your string out. Knocking point stays in for now. So let's see the string. String is symmetrical. Let's string this bad boy. Did I tell you everything? I guess so. Should be 1.18 kilograms, but we see in a sec. So this should be fine. This should be fine. So there's not a lot of pretentious. So it's relatively easy to string, so you don't need to bend a lot, and the brace height seems a little low. So what did we say? 7.5 to 8.5. Here from the deepest part of them, it's 6 3/4. So brace height is a little low. We might adjust this later. 1.23. Handle feels good. I mean, it's a massive bow, so center serving is nice. 28 is nice, 29 is nice, 30 is nice. You might be able to force it, obviously, to 31. But this is, I think, we don't do. So now, of course, you need to make then your knocking point properly here. So let's see. Oh, it's silent. But with this brace height, you get directly string slap, so this is not going to work. And of course, now I raise the brace height. And of course, what happens is that your max stroke gets shorter. So, let's see what we have now. And most probably the string will take a few shots until it settles, as we know. 7 1/4, still not there. A bit more. But did you hear that? Silent. So it's an interesting idea that you have this in a 22-inch length folded, packed away. I wish there would be a nice case for it. But you have this foam case, so I guess it's fine. Oops, centimeters doesn't help. 7 1/2. Let's see, again, these arrows are 450 grain. So a little more, oh, it should be roughly 10 grain. We feel everything a little, but it's not so bad for now. Let's shoot with the 450 grain again. And of course, with this one, you can't shoot now thumb release. You could get could shoot it left-hand thumb release, or you get a left-hand version, but I'm not sure if this is available. Then you get a left-hand, you can shoot this both thumb release if you want to. So let's see. Oh, but it's silent. Nice, so until there it's fine. So 30 inches might be possible. Let's see, these arrows are 29 inches, 300 grain. Oh, then you feel a bit more. So get heavy arrows with it. Still shoot a bit low. So it takes a little until I get used to this bow. Yeah, but once you have it, not a big thing. So I would simply put here some felt or some leather on it, that the arrow doesn't scratch directly on this aluminum, which is very scratch resistant. I forgot now how they call this, how they made it, not anodized or something, but it's not a bad looking bow by any means. You have here this grip scales you can remove. You have mounting options for stabilizers, for sights, and even for proper arrow rest. So this is everything set up when you can go as far as you want. The riser by itself is really nice. Looks like, looks fancy. Still, you only have 40 inches of limbs left on a 60-inch bow, which will always be a little inefficient. But the handle doesn't feel so bad, and the bow is relatively balanced. Definitely you need a few shots with this bow, and you need a knocking point and once the string's settled, because this is really crucial here, that you have it set up properly. Let's see, back there is a small white, whatever deer on the target. Okay, that was a center shot, which was not supposed to happen, and the arrow was a little wobbly. Oops. So this bow takes a few shots. Still low, so this arrow is heavy. Now we try the lightweight ones. Yep, makes more fun, but you feel it a little more in your hand. Quite accurate once you get the hang of it. But it's supposed to happen with the center shot bow set and shoot like crap again. So this brace head is still low, and I got a hit on my wrist again. So that's why we need to change that again a bit. I mean 7.5 to 8.5, according to what you're shooting. And I would say I draw 28 inches and I don't care about the 31 inch, so I would make the brace head a little higher. Then you have from the beginning a little more oomph to it. See, now that looks good now. And then of course the bow gets here already stiff, but at least until there I have then a bit more snap and a bit more. So we have now the brace head roughly at almost 8 inches. And let's see what the bow will do. A little tricky with the handle, but once you draw the bow it's fine. So 28 we have 39.9, 40 pounds, that's fine. Exactly 40 pounds, that's what you get when you have industrial machine stuff. Accuracy. So let's see if we manage to 30. But you see the string angle is already beyond anything reasonable. And it's 20. Oh, Madonna. So I would not go to 30 anymore. 46. Oh, no, that wasn't even 30. So you see this bow stacks like hell. So 28, I give it kind of. But even here you see the string angle way beyond 90 degrees. So efficiency and everything, of course, not. But shooting wise, compared to the foldable one from SAS, feels way nicer, feels more solid. You shoot through the center, makes your life easier. Yet it's, for now, would be, not sure if I would take this. I would most probably throw the other one in my car and leave it there as a backup bow. This one, not sure yet. Even here we will not expect anything overly extraordinary. 450 grain arrows, 28 inches, draw 143. And this is simply, you need to know if this is enough for you or not. 148. 154. Getting there. The lightweight arrows. 300 grain. 166. 169. 171. So that's what I get out of it. It's not so bad. On the other side is of course not the fastest one. And obviously you need to figure which spine you need for the arrows. So they are a bit over spine. That's why you saw them in the target in an angle. They are 400 spine or even 300, so they are too stiff. And it doesn't work properly. And they're heavy. But they don't fly properly. And the fletching is not made for this kind of bow. But you get there. But lightweight ones, they are 600 spine. They are nice. But you feel it in your hand, a little vibration, a little shaky. So it's not so forgiving, this bow. You really need to have a grip on it. When you hold it too loose, this bow is a little unpredictable, at least for me. But once you find how you hold a bow, it's okay. So, so you see the curvies again, 28 inches. Yeah, need to hold the bow even a little more upright, then it works a bit better. It's quite an accurate machine, so you need the right spine arrows. then it works. It's not so bad. So shooting wise, this is not so bad, but it's of course on the other side nothing overwhelming. There you have it, the Atmos by Survival Archery Systems. A well-built bow, so you can't say anything against the build. It's really nice made, nice machine with all the holes you most possibly need for an arrow rest, for a sight, for a stabilizer if you want to. So you really can pimp this bow to the max. One thing, of course, I guess these stickers are for here. Now I see. So these two stickers with the super glue, you can make them here. One thing, of course, you can't use any other limbs, so you only can get the limbs for this bow. So if you want to change the poundage or you want to shoot something else, only from this bow. What I would recommend, Doug, is that you make these limbs in a recurve. It gives it a little different draw experience, and at the end the string angle. Look, in undrawn you already have 45 inches string angle. You draw a little, and then I'm already at 60. So at 28 I'm already way beyond 60 degree string angle. I would make recurves, and I think it will still fit in the box. So these limbs must not be straight. I would make them nice and recurvy. I think that would give this bow a little different character. Of course, you need to see how you get then the brace height right, and of course you would need to make it longer. I know it's not easy. In this way, at least this bow packs up in 22 inches length and is stored away. That's fine. My thing is that these screws, don't make them hex screw, make them something with you. Like on some of these takedown bows that have this plastic knob, make a nice metal knob or something that you can tighten this one, or like a wing that you can tighten it with your fingers, because this hex screw will get lost with me. Or you make something on the bow that you can, whatever in the handle section, that you can just put this hex, this Allen key in it, so you have it always on the bow. And this way you get lost and then you're screwed, literally, because you can't screw. But you get the point. We get, what do we get? A bow, a string, a description, and super glue, but it doesn't add anything. So bow, a string, and a description. No sleeve, but then yeah, this package I don't count it as a sleeve. Bowstring and documentation. 4 points. Handling this bow is really, I mean, you need to see, and you know that there's a poundage is written here, so you need to make sure that this is on the belly side of the bow. So it's not self-explanatory, but you do it once wrong and then you see what's wrong, and then you change it. So, but setting up the bow is easy. And I guess now if the string is shot in and I adjust the brace height again and put a knocking point on the bow, is relatively accurate. Handling so far is easy to string, easy to manage, 10 points. The build is set for what it is. And this is the thing, guys, it's not a comparison between a biocomposite of Grosjean. It's simply for what it is, how it's made, and this thing is machined really nice. Do I like it? Not that much. But for what it is, it's really pretty made. These handle scales are good. They add a little more grip to it. It's really nice made, so there is nothing to complain. It's built quality-wise, it's really nice. The limbs look good, the string is nice, everything solid, the packaging, everything nice. So that's for the build. 10. The basic feel is, with heavy arrows it's fine, but you feel it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there is quite a long time vibration going on, and you feel it quite intense in the handle. So string silencers, for me, almost a must, because here it's really a lot of shake going on. This is one thing, and you really feel it in the hand. The handle is comfortable enough, so that's fine, but for the basic feel, give you 9. Draw experience, as said, it's mentioned 31 inches. This bow does not do 31. You need to force the bow back there. So especially when you adjust the brace height to 8.5 inches, which would be even a little more, then you max out at 28 and a half inches. So rethink your max draw. It's maximum of 30 inch. When you have the brace height very low at 7.5, you could draw this bow 30 inches, but you saw it's from 28 to 30, it goes up 6-7 pounds or something, so it really goes up. So that's why I would, for the draw experience, I give you an 8. And for the shooting experience, this bow takes a while. You need to set it up properly, so it's not a run and gun quickly, so it needs to be set up with a proper knocking point. You need to have the right spined arrows, that it works for it, so it's not a multi-purpose tool like the foldable one. You know, you don't shoot from the center and whatever, you can still get your shot. Here it takes a little more. It's not bad, but on the other side, yeah, if it's important for you to have this 22-inch length packaged, yes. For the rest, I would say not so much. So shooting experience, I give it another 8. 49. And price value, it's now it's $450, but usually it's $600. And this, for me, even if it's nice made, it's really pretty made. Don't get me wrong, Doug. It's really beautifully made. Not my style at all. But when I see then the performance, the speed, and $500, it would be then too much for me. But of course, it's a very niche bow, and in this niche, most probably you get these lovers and collectors. They really want to have this bow, and for them, $500 is not a problem. I would personally not buy this bow for $500. If this bow would be $250, maybe $300, I would consider. But I understand it's aluminum, it's expensive. I understand that all. But for me, price value speaking, gets a 3. Nonetheless, an interesting bow. So I'm not sure if one could make here slightly recurves at the end, that your string angle gets better. I would change the thing with the screws, and it's at least a bit more practical out and about, and maybe a little better performing. For the rest, it's nice. And if you like this kind of bow, so you want to have this takedown long bow in this package size, then this is the way to go. Then there's no way around it. As I had last time, a comment, why should they get a Simsec bow? It's $700 to Canada with shipping and customs, and Survival Archery is almost the same performing. It costs whatever I have, and I simply can say, like comparison with cameras, you can get a good Sony camera for, let's say, with a good lens for $3,000, and it does everything, has the best autofocus and is fast and whatever. Or you buy a Leica. Leica costs double the price, is not so fast autofocus, but it's the shooting experience you get with this camera, and the Leica look and the Leica feel, and of course it still only takes photos, like the Sony, but it's simply different, and for some people this has a value, and then they're willing to spend the money. And here you need to see if you want this, and you're willing to spend the money, you get a really nice bow. Don't get me wrong. It would be nothing for me. I personally would not buy it. I would take the other one, the foldable one, throw it in my car as a backup bow, but this would be not my main bow. And for a backup bow, it's too expensive for me, and then the performance is not there where I would like to see it, at least for my main bow. For a backup bow, performance-wise is okay, but the price would be a little too much for me. That's all. Thank you very much, Doug, for doing these things, for building these kind of bows, and I am sure that there is a market out. Otherwise, you would not be so successful over the years, and Doug is already since a few years in this market for this survival bows. So yes, I thank you all for watching and subscribing. Catch you in the next one.